Hey, what's up, you guys? It is Cindy here today, and we are ready for another tiny home. I am so excited. So last week I posted my 6x6 tiny home, which was a little kind of like modern artist home. Like, as you can see, it's over here on the right hand side of the screen in some shots. And I loved it. I thought it was super cute and really awesome. And it inspired me to do a whole bunch of tiny builds in one day. So I am recording this. Well, I recorded this and I'm doing the voiceover the same day I did the 6x6 home. And the same day I will be doing our 4x4 home, which is what we're doing after this. So I just went on a tiny home building spree and I built a whole bunch of them. And I love them all. I think they're all super cute. And they're all very different. When I have seen tiny home builds, watched videos, and all that kind of stuff, I notice a lot of people made them modern, which totally makes sense. It's like a square, rectangular shaped build. It's hard to make it interesting, so most people just make it modern. And what I tried to do to make mine different, make them more fun, more creative, was give them all their own style and architect and just idea. So with this one, as you can see, we made a little 5x5 traditional tiny build, and I love it. I think it is so cute. Now there are two little added bump outs, as you can see, but I don't consider them part of the build because neither space is livable. I mean, there's a little bump right here in the front, and that was just made for the entrance to make it a little bit more interesting. That space is not usable or livable. And then we have a little fake chimney. Again, it's not usable or livable. So I didn't really bicker with it much or add it onto the dimensions because it's not livable space. Now, I think the thing I love the most about this house is how easily you can add onto it if you wanted to. You can just, stretch it or just add it. Like, you can literally just add squares onto it and make the house bigger if you wanted to or as you needed to. Like, this house is so easy to make bigger as your sim grows and as its needs grow or any of that kind of stuff. So it's definitely really key. And like I said, I'm really excited that it is a traditional home because I don't build a lot of that. Well, I don't know. I guess I kind of do. I feel like I do a good mixture of like traditional and modern homes, but I really loved this home for the fact that it was a tiny traditional home. I just think it was super cute. I don't know. Leave a comment down below if you hate it and you think that was the dumbest idea ever, but I really love it. I thought it was a really cool and clever and different idea, but if you've heard about it, you've seen it, you've done it, let me know down below and I'll try to be more creative and different next time. But today, I guess you'll have to deal with this. But anyways, like I said, I really love this house. And fun fact, I only used one pack when building this house. Obviously, I had to use base game, but the only other pack I used in this house was cats and dogs. So if you have base game, obviously if you have The Sims, and then if you have cats and dogs, you can download this house right away, which is super cool and super fun. I believe, though, it was like over 30,000 simoleons, so it's not really... I feel like the thing with tiny homes is that they tend to be expensive due to the fact that you have to garden a lot more, and gardening tends to cost more money, like, trees and plants and all that kind of stuff. So, like, tiny homes tend to add up in price, and I don't really understand why too much, because, like, they're tiny, so they should theoretically be cheaper, but I don't know. And I didn't necessarily use, like, the cheapest appliances or stuff like that, but, I just build how I like, and I don't really pay attention to the money and stuff like that, which is my own fault. I probably should start to pay more attention to the money, but heck, I don't know. Anyways, your sim could technically buy this right away if you wanted them to. It'd be a fun little house for them. Always that little free real estate on little cheat there to help you out. But yeah, no, I love this house, you guys. I don't end up using this bed or going with this layout in the end, but right now I'm just kind of playing with things. Now, the only kind of like controversial thing about this is I actually put the wall through the door. Bear with me. I know it's kind of crazy and kind of weird, but it was the only thing I could really do with a tiny house, and I wanted to use that 3-wide door, so I did, and that's what I built and how I built it, and I know it's different, but trust me, when you see it, it looks okay enough. Like, I promise, it's okay. Like, it was okay. I don't know. Now, I did do that little brick part that I tend to do when I add the chimneys on the inside. Just no matter what, I always do that. And in my mind, again, I felt like as you expanded the house, you could put an actual chimney under there. And originally, I wanted to put the stove under there. But with how small my space was, I couldn't put the fridge in front of the window. And it was just how I had to adjust everything. Like, I wasn't able to put the stove in front of the chimney area like I would have wanted to. But again, I still really love how it turned out. I think it's really... hold on. I'm starting to get confused. Personally, too, I believe I moved the stove back and I keep it back over there. Yeah. I keep the layout like this. So basically, this is the layout of the house. So we have the 3x5, I believe that is. Yeah. So we have the 3x5 for the kitchen, living, and dining room. And then we have a little 4x4, a little 2x2 for the bathroom. And then a 3x2 for the bedroom. This is only a single sim bed or a single sim home, just because it's really impossible, I feel, to add a double bed into this house. I don't know. Maybe there is a way to make a double bed in a 5x5. I wasn't even going to try, really, since I had issues with it in the 6x6. But, I mean, you might be able to. I feel like there's ways. I feel like if you made this a loft style without walls, it would be a lot easier. But I wanted it to still feel like a home since I was doing traditional style. And with these tiny houses, I wanted them to still feel like homes. So I did add walls for bedrooms and bathrooms just to kind of break up space and all that kind of stuff. I felt an easy way to make there feel like more space, or just give yourself more space, was to put the door to the bathroom through the bedroom. So this way you have more open walls in the living area that you can decorate or place things on and all that kind of stuff. In a second here, we do completely change out the bedroom along with the dining set. We keep the same set, we just do a different color for it. I believe that takes a while. We changed the color basically of the whole entire inside of the build near the end, just because I got a different idea, and I realized right now that I was using only base game, and then I was thinking, well, I was like, no, but my doors are from cats and dogs. So then I was like, well, what if I do just a cats and dogs and base game home? And so at this point right here, when I was working on the bedroom, was when I realized that that is what I was going to do. And when I figured out the color scheme that I was going for, which is kind of a muted red and yellow kind of color scheme, more of like brassy colors. I don't know, I do throw in some orange like in the living area and all that kind of stuff. So right here on the left, you can see that the wall goes through the front door. Again, I felt like it was okay and it worked well enough that it didn't bother me, so I just kind of went with it. I don't know. I mean, if you hate it, you can hate it, but I thought it was okay, and I mean, it didn't affect anything such as like using the door, using the bathroom, or anything like that. Originally, I was trying to fit all 3 appliances in this little 4x4, but I just could not figure out a way to work it out, and I swear I have seen someone put a tub or a shower, a toilet, and a sink in a 4x4 square before, but I just can't figure out the layout for it, and I swear I've seen it. I don't know if I'm using the wrong items, if it's like item specific, because some you can float into walls better than others, or what it is, but I was just really upset because I swear I've seen it, but I wasn't able to do it So your sim does walk into the kitchen to wash their hands. Personally, I don't find it to be that big of a deal. Realistically, in tiny homes, they tend to only have one sink anyways, I feel, if I can remember correctly. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's still usable. You have a toilet, a shower, a sink, and all of the goodies. So with this house, instead of using like an actual table or something for the TV stand or in a actual TV stand, I used a bookshelf, so it is multi-purposable. Your Sims can grab books and just watch TV on it. So this way, you're getting 2 benefits out of 1 item, so it's not taking up so much space, which I thought was really useful, and I really liked the look of. Right now, we are just going to rearrange everything, and this is going to be our final layout, and then we're going to just change around some colors just to give it a little bit more of, I don't know. I just didn't like the color scheme, I guess. Like, it wasn't matched. Like, the living area wasn't corresponding well enough with the bedroom, and I like my houses to flow, like, color-wise. So I do change the color scheme in the living area to match the bedroom because I like the color scheme in the bedroom. So this way, everything kind of matches and suits each other. And don't worry, I go back and I fix those pictures to make them even. At first, I was like, no, that's like Art Deco. Like, it's okay, they can be uneven. But I do go back and I fix it and I make them even, so don't worry about that. But, this is basically it. I just go around and fixing some colors and adjusting some things. I do have a sim come in and play test it and play with the items and make sure everything works. And they do. I just did not show it in this video because I felt like the video was long, and for a tiny build, it shouldn't have been that long. And since I didn't do any major changing or any changing at all, I didn't feel like it was necessary to have a sim come through and check to show you guys the sim was coming through and checking everything, because nothing was wrong. Like, everything was okay, everything's workable. And yeah, so if you guys want to check out this house, it is over on the gallery. My ID is ofmisfitplays, so definitely give her a download, give her a like, just go check her out. I believe it is called 5x5 Traditional Home. So yeah, if you guys want to check that out, definitely do. And so I'm going to leave you guys all here. We're just going to do some quick color changing, maybe a little bit more decor, and that's going to be about it. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys all again next time.
We gon' be okay, we gon' be alright. 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 Must have been 2:11 when the world ended. At least it felt like it at the time. Teenage years make a heartbreak worse. Plus a lot was going on, couldn't stop it at the time. Dad tried to flip the house. Funny that it all ended upside down. Known for being optimistic, started feeling different. Couldn't fix it, started writing lyrics, all because nobody tried to hear it. Around the same time, hooked to the nicotine. Music and the smoke were synonymous to me, it seemed. Paid prices through the vices, both sides. Obsessed with a vision, I knew I could make mine. I knew it would take time, I knew they would outshine. Thought it was just music, didn't know that they would take sides. Freestyle at the party, they said turn it down. Sorry, was I talking over what you're gossiping about? Small town with dreams that didn't involve skis. Looking at me like a weirdo, outside of the scene. Stuck to my friends, stopped fucking with fair weather. But the maple showers brought out the Mayweather. Didn't know what I was doing, but I knew I couldn't stop. Wasn't slowing down, even when my 4th tape dropped. Around the time I was drunk most my freshman year. Was so focused on my craft that my grades got weird. Thought I figured out I just wasn't made for degrees. Went home, then I went back early 14. All my friends had new friends and I lived off campus in a dingy apartment on a twin bed mattress. Sucked, but I kept my grades up for a bit. I would kick it with some homies every now and again, but the Laramie cold was keeping me inside, and I was smoking on the green when I needed to write. Wasn't able to sleep or even write without it, and being alone made my anxiety spike. If I was hanging with the group, I was drinking that night. Couldn't handle being out without a drink in my sight. Was a mess working on the science of feeling tall. If it wasn't for that tape, I wouldn't get up at all. Recording on a mic that was USB. Thankfully I had Craig making all of my beats. Still struggling trying to be heard. Still a joke back home, stuck in his work. Dropped science to dead silence. I was like, word, they don't get it yet, but I swear that it's gonna work. Went back home for the summer, met up with a girl that I used to love, but I was all messed up at the time because I couldn't deal with thinking about another end to us. She brought me back to life back in senior year. Couple months of that and then she disappeared. She explained to me and it made sense to me that I couldn't move forward with a heart in fear. So I got distant on some bitch shit, can't lie, I was truly being a dipshit. Like oh my, knew I would move to Seattle then. Home never let me stay too long, I guess. Music wasn't making money, so I headed out to AI art school, so I thought cool, I'ma be fine. Family wanted a degree, cool, I'ma get mine. Not sure if I made the move for me at the time, I just had to get out. I was just tired of being home. Every ounce of my future was riding on a microphone. That's a lot of pressure, even for a condenser with no mentor to measure up. My music was truly meant to deliver. Fell in love with the city, fell back in love with my art. I was truly in the present, I learned to follow my heart. Truly independent and finally making my mark. 18 worldwide with steady light and a spark. 100K, a couple million, then tens. Views gone crazy, I was over the fence. I was over the moon and the Neverland drop. That right there, what I'm never gonna land off.